Like I can do the summary again.
Jump into your old man rant.
Oh, my rant. Yes.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Ready. Hey there, welcome back to Holy Chat. I'm Maddie DeMickle.
I'm Luisa Medina.
And I am Carlos Ramirez. And we are in our third installment of the Old Man's Rant.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the final for this batch and or for this series. We'll see maybe a young person's rant. Maybe we'll next time. I don't know. So the last first week we talked about my first rant was about who's bad, who's good, and who gets to decide. And we talked about movies like Cruella and Wicked, and we talked about all that. You can see that episode, and hopefully you have commented and tell us all about your thoughts about that. The second one, last time we talked about Violent Night, and again, my rant was on how maybe that to me that looks like institutions being battered, and we talked about that. Yes, institutions have not been doing the right thing. They're not showing up for us. However, we also said, well, don't give up on them, kind of thing. You know that they're still there for good, and that for the most part we're trying to do good, even though they're run by humans. So that kind of thing. You can see the episode as well, and or the movies they're recommended. And today my final rant is about this, and I don't know, it's more of a rant. It is more I truly want to know their opinion because I have so again nerd, big sci-fi guy and fantasy guy, Dungeons and Dragons and that kind of stuff. I love it. Now, yes, sad, but maybe I don't know.
Being a nerd is not sad.
No, it is not sad, but
It's an exciting life.
it is an exciting life. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm also in that boat, but my room does not look like this.
Ah, yes, you have to come see the
You
Star
should
Wars
see
stuff.
the rest of it. It goes around.
Yeah, it goes around, hops around. Yes. So I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I have read, for those. Oh, have you seen the movies? Yes, but have you read the books? Yes. Not all, but I have read three of them. Anyway,
More than I have done.
but so
Same.
yeah, but they're fun to read. That's awesome. Okay, so Lord of the Rings, uh, The Return of the King. If we're gonna talk about the movie, it is a scene where Frodo is at the edge of Mount Doom. It is anyway. Whatever he's gonna drop the ring into the lava fire thing. And he's there. His friends are outside distracting Sauron from and the hordes of orcs, so that Sam and Frodo can arrive to this place to drop the ring. And they're dying. They're actually even Aragorn is about to be killed, and Frodo is about to throw the ring, and he says, "No, I'm not gonna throw the ring because it's mine." And he puts on the ring, and Sam starts to cry because he says, "No, come on." And then Gollum, the creature Gollum, shows up because he's been following them all over, and they start to fight over the ring. Gollum and the ring fall. Oh, spoiler alert! Gollum bites
Have you
Frodo's
seen the movie?
bites Frodo's ring off.
20 years.
Yeah, 20 something years. And anyway, Gollum falls into the lava and the ring as well, and obviously he dies and the ring is destroyed. But when I was seeing the movie for like I don't know the 20th time that a thought came to me, and this is a thought, and I truly want to hear your opinion and your opinion as well. This is the thing. The idea is that Frodo's going to destroy the ring, and I equate that as a good is going to destroy evil. But then at the last minute, Actually, Frodo gives in into the evil of and the power, the ring of power, and gives in and he says, "No, that's mine now." So he falls into the whole. I mean, he's consumed by the power of the ring. Um, and so the question is to me is, does evil, or I'll put it this way, does good uh, defeats evil, or evil is so evil in itself that it just destroys itself, and the task for goodness is to be vigilant, to resist. And there's going to be a lot of, obviously, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice involved in that is resisting. But it's just resist because evil is so evil is going to destroy itself eventually. So that is my question. Does good wins and triumphs in that battle, if you will, or evil is so evil that just, I'm saying again, just because there's a lot of sacrifice and everything, that evil is going to destroy itself, and you just have to hang on and resist evil. I'm not saying passively. I'm not saying that we should not be just sit on idly, because that, I mean, again, say World War II. I mean, if the Allies would just sit idly, I mean, you know, the Nazis will just keep going. I'm not saying that. I'm saying is resisting and as I said, sacrifice. But just know that evil is so evil that it's going to destroy itself.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is the thought.
I don't know. I think that a lot of times evil is destroyed because the good fights back, and that leads to its demise. Um, not because I think that like evil would just keep going if good didn't do anything, like you were talking about. I don't know. I don't know.
I do think though that a lot of times I think both are correct. So I do think that good continuing to work against it eventually wears them down enough. You know, so like but they're so self-absorbed. They're so like they want only what they want. So they can only see their vision. They can't see anyone else's. They can't walk in someone else's shoes because they think what they want is more important than anything. That eventually that's going to take them out. Like you can't continue in that way eventually. And especially if someone is constantly working against you, eventually you're going to just flame out. And so I don't know, I kind of think both are true. Without working against them, they don't ever get pushed to realize or to like
Get
harm
confronted.
themselves. Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. But I'm just sitting here thinking like, is there ever been a instance where good has not fought against evil? Like, what would that look like? Because we see it in all of the movies. Like, you can't just have a villain. You always have to have somebody else fighting back.
Yeah, sure.
In history, there's not really ever been a moment where there's only just been evil and there's no good that fought back.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Like, there's not
like,
really.
What would that mean? What would that look like?
They didn't, but I don't know. Do they end up taking themselves out? Like, I mean, if they weren't so focused on whatever it is, so like if Gollum wasn't so focused on getting the ring back, would he have ended up destroyed?
Right.
Because or would Frodo have kept the ring? Like, what would have happened if Gollum hadn't been so intent on taking it back? Would he then have become the villain because he kept it?
Well,
I mean, let everyone die? I don't know.
I mean, maybe on a different note, like a character that we've only seen ever do evil and never have a redemption arc is what you mentioned, like in our first episode, Voldemort, like in Harry Potter. Spoiler alert again, but like at the very end, he just kept doing bad deeds and did not do anything else. No.
And he was so consumed with destroying Harry Potter that it didn't matter. He didn't want anything else. Whatever it was originally that made him create, you know, his original when before Harry was born, all those things.
Mhm.
Whatever that purpose was long gone
Mhm.
by the time we enter the story
Right.
Mhm.
and know. And so then his whole purpose is
Mhm.
taking out Harry Potter
Yeah. And like,
to the detriment of everyone else
Yeah.
who was on his like team.
Right, because he was
Like
he,
the dark mark people,
Yes.
like it didn't matter. Like it was
Yeah.
to
The
their
victors,
detriment.
yeah.
It only mattered.
but the thing
To
is
take him
that
out.
he almost won.
Mhm.
Like, if Harry wasn't there, the Death Eaters and Voldemort would have won. What would have happened next?
Right. I mean, yes, I
But by
agree.
the same token, if Harry didn't have all of the people in
Yes,
his circle,
I was just about to
all
say
of the
that.
people
Yes.
doing the good,
Mhm.
he wouldn't have won.
Mm.
He probably wouldn't have won
Yeah,
either.
he-
It was realizing that all of the people were
Yes,
needed
he
to
needed
do
that.
good.
He needed Dumbledore and
Mhm.
Snape and his parents even,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and all of the Hermione and Ron. In the same way with Frodo, Sam is that person who is keeping him going. Like, no, you are good. Just keep going, kind of
Mhm.
thing. So yeah, I agree. I agree that goodness or good needs to fight back in the sense of yeah, many times it is actually fighting back.
Mhm.
Like, there's no other word for fight. Like, as I said, World War II, it is very clear, where evil and good is. Like, I mean, there is no distinction. I mean, it is.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, one is annihilating people, uh, you know, committing genocide. Uh, I mean, horrible things, and
Mhm.
for expansion, and the others have to resist. Anyway, uh, yes, I think that there is no way where goodness cannot fight back. Again, it's like
Mhm.
Darth Vader without Luke Skywalker, or
Right.
Voldemort without Harry, or whatever it is.
Mhm.
There has to be another side. But and again, it is um, in that fighting back, in that resisting. It is, you just have to basically, in a visual thing, you just have to do this because you know that the other side is fighting so much, so hard to do
Mhm.
so much harm, that is so focused in itself, so egocentric.
Mm.
Going back to Voldemort, he cannot. His ego was bruised because he couldn't kill this little child.
Right.
That he
Mhm.
couldn't see anything else.
Mhm.
And again, if you go to history, say Hitler is so focused on the final solution and conquering, and that
Mhm.
he, I would give, for instance, focused on destroying Stalingrad because it has the name Stalin, and focuses there, loses that battle, having Moscow so close. And all historians that I have seen said if he has just gone to Moscow, he has just forgotten Stalingrad, most likely he had won. But he was
Mhm.
so focused on
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
that he lost a million people there alone.
So then it does. Back to your question: do they take themselves out eventually?
Mhm.
And you just have to keep
Res-
resisting long enough that they destroy themselves.
Well, it kind of reminds me of a fire,
Mm.
of that a fire will keep going until it doesn't have any logs.
Mm.
And so I think that like part of evil, like the reason why evil burns out is like that confrontation of that good is taking away all of its
Mhm.
um resources of like the log and the oxygen, and fires just keep going like this
Mhm.
with its blinder on to can't see that like I am burning out
Mm.
Mhm.
because I'm so focused on burning.
Mm. Mm. So how then you would interpret our vows when we became, particularly in the United Methodist Church, but I mean all Christians, that we will resist evil in whatever form that would be. How would you interpret that one, on that sense, or in any sense for that matter? Uh, how you live it out, and how you go about teaching it? What
Mhm.
you thought about, or your thoughts about it anyway, if you have any thoughts about it.
I think we should have thoughts since it is about we take. I think it's a really important vow that we take because like part of our faith is holding ourselves accountable that like are we doing everything in our power to be
Mm.
like Jesus in the world, and
Mm.
Jesus in
Mm.
the world means um, caring for others and making sure that there are systems in place that lift others up instead of oppression and stuff like that.
Mm.
And so a lot there's kind of two ways that I teach this. One is like holding ourselves accountable, looking
Mhm.
in to say what am I doing? Am I
Mhm.
doing the best that I can do to be the most Jesus I can be? And the second is looking out, of saying, where are there people that are hurting? And not only where, but why? Why are they hurting?
Mhm. And I think too, it's not all grand scale. So when we talk about these movies, we're talking about like giant scale evil.
Yes.
I think for everyday life, it's not that.
Right.
Like no one's
Right.
coming,
Mhm.
you know, to take us all out. Hopefully, you know, you know. But for us, it looks more like, for in terms of like children. So when I'm teaching children about it, you know, I don't use the term evil, but just like it looks like, hey, it looks like everyone's talking, you're hanging out with people, and then someone walks by and everyone starts saying, oh, look at their clothes.
Mhm.
Oh, look, and you want to join in because it feels good. It feels good to join in. But resisting looks like saying, hey guys, I don't think we should talk about that. And it's hard. It's hard to do that, especially when you want to be accepted.
Right.
And it feels good to be part of the group that's accepted.
Yeah.
And so constantly battling that, but realizing it's difficult. Those are hard choices to make.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know, it's not always black and white like you see in these movies like you're like, no, that's bad. That's
Yeah.
clearly bad. This doesn't feel like that. It's not an easy choice.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so resisting evil on the everyday is making hard choices that don't seem like it's bad in the moment.
Mhm.
But if you're on the other end of that, and recognizing if I'm on the other end of that, no, it feels big like Voldemort's after me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it feels big to the other person, even if you don't see that it is.
Yeah.
And so just kind of putting yourself in other people's shoes. Like, would you want to be them? And if the answer is no, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah. And I think that, like, especially the world that we live in now that is so globalized, and you can see the other side of the world on the internet. Like, I don't think we were ever intended to know what was happening in another. Like, that is so crazy. But, like, it feels like what we see, what's happening on the other side of the world, feels like the big bad, like the evil, the Voldemort. And knowing that our small actions, what we do, can also impact that. To know that, like, it's not just a waste to give up. To know that, like, the coffee that I'm buying, that choice that I'm making can make a difference, right? Instead of just being like, well, there's nothing little old me can do, knowing that, no, you combined with everybody making a choice to do better makes a difference.
Yeah. Awareness is key. And in many ways, our society is too aware, and in other ways, we're not aware enough. You know, like we're so aware on things that make the internet, you know, but so many things don't.
Right.
That like if we taught ourselves more, kind of like the coffee choices, like that's not viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's viral that someone is like doing something crazy, which is not to say that it shouldn't be also, but like I can't impact that specifically right now, but I could do this to impact, but I'm not even aware of it.
Yeah. And so part of it is educating ourselves. Like, are we aware of what we're impacting, what we're doing? And then are we aware of the people around us, right? Like, if I am talking behind somebody's back, how is that making them feel? Does it affect their relationships with other people? I talk about that a lot too, because it's not an issue that just affects children and youth. It's an issue that affects adults.
And the more internet connection we have, the more it affects everyone, because it's so easy to just, oh, you're a loser. Like, because no one, you don't have to face them.
Exactly.
And we've talked about this when, you know, the last few weeks we've been talking about AI and stuff like that at our church. And so with the kids, we've been talking about technology a lot, because, and it's funny because I'm always like, I didn't have technology. You'll never grow up without it. I didn't have it at your age. I didn't. And so it's how do we also, it's easy to talk mean to someone that you don't have to look at. Like, I don't ever have to face them, so I can say whatever I want to them because I never have to look at them. But again, if you're the one reading it and it's about you, would you want to feel like that? And if the answer is no, then don't do it. Like, you have to hold yourself accountable. Your Jesus person applies to the internet as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
to your feed,
Yeah.
social
Mhm.
media feed.
Mhm.
And then we also have to think about, like, for things that can't speak back, is it harming that? So, like,
Mhm.
with the earth,
Right.
the earth doesn't necessarily have a vocal voice that can tell you,
Mhm.
this hurts, man.
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
But we also have to look at, like, how the earth is reacting to things, right?
Mhm.
So, like, if everything is dying around it, maybe that's a sign that it's not good. So, being aware of what we're doing in the world that
Yeah.
affects the earth as well.
I like what you guys are saying a lot, and I think we should just wrap it up there. And I like that summary that you made. There's the little choices that we made, the harm that we make, it can be feel as big as Voldemort or
Yeah. To the person that you're
to that
harming.
person that you're harming. So that is beautiful. So what if we
All right.
just
You
do
ready?
it?
You got it.
That was easy.
Well, this was the wrapping up of the All Men Rant. So until next time, see you. Bye.